I decided to make this kind of rant where I'm basically getting captures from various games I like and discussing some game design aspects. And that was prompted and maybe worries about how where game design goes and if we are too safe with not wanting to confuse the player. That was prompted by watching David Jaffe's video and reactions to the video where he got stuck in Metroid Dread and he wasn't even shooting diagonally through the whole thing. He was just playing like Mega Man, and I was like, "What are you doing, man? What are you doing?" And then he was complaining about an early room, which I have bought the game on the Switch, but didn't play it. But I decided to try now and reach that room. I was like, "What are you doing?" And that made me think about some things and worries and consideration about the obsession to make everything ultra safe, else it's bad design, and where that would lead. And I would try to show some other examples and thought through various games. I have been stuck in games where there was something that just I was trying everything and I couldn't figure it out. And maybe the solution was what I was trying was stupid, or maybe I was on the right track but I didn't realize something. And it was even breaking the rule, one kind of game design rule, that if in the entire game the way you solve things and the interactions work with a certain mechanic and you suddenly change the mechanic for one mission, it might not be the best idea, or if you don't tell the player. So there's this kind of rule. So I wish I could stop this voice. Shut up. So for example in Borderlands, so far in the game everything, you go and you say spacebar open, okay, that's too much marks, but for me. But you see a highlight, so you know this is something you can do, and you open the chest, but there could be also a lever or a thing, a button or something that has to do with the mission. And there was at that point that I got this mission. Okay, you have to drop 5 shields in the grinder, and is it the grinder? And the grinder is that thing.
Shields you no longer want into the grinder.
It tells you, okay. And I think the first I tried to do, I thought there was nothing to press, okay. But I'm clever. I'm not just gonna sit there and press stuff. And I did the right thing. I pressed the drop. But I was far away. I even went closer. And then I went here. Maybe I should drop it from here. Hold on. I was searching. Oh, it works like that. I didn't know it works like that.
More shields and I'll be able to build us a defense shield out of the parts. I was a computer engineer before Overlook's old administrator died and left me in charge.
But do you understand? So far in the game, not just everything, even some things you have to do, you go and press a button and it's highlighted. So,
Is appreciated, David.
so here the rule changed. There wasn't button, but I thought about it. But the first time I do that, and it doesn't go. And maybe I was closer. So it doesn't work. I was closer, and I was like, what the hell? And because this was not a mechanic that I was used in the game, this wasn't taught to me before, I was like, how am I supposed to know it? It's not like things normally work like this. They could have made an interface to press use on the grinder and then open your inventory and select. But you had to do that suddenly. Okay, if you go close, it works. And I was in the internet and I was searching on a YouTube channel. How do you do that? I'm searching for 10 minutes. I had the right idea. Imagine, I wasn't some kind of dumb gamer that was like, what do I press? What do I press? I thought, okay, I have to try something different. And the different thing I was going to try was the correct thing. But because I never all previous riddles in the previous mission were always go and press use on some highlighted thing. Suddenly they changed, so I didn't know if I was doing something right. And I even wrote on a comment, oh, I was searching, and someone said, yeah, modern gamers these days, they were talking about me, they are too dumb, but I did the right thing. So, and there was a design thing there, like, suddenly, when previously every interaction had a highlight, now you have to drop from your inventory there, and it doesn't work if you go closer. I realize it can work from up there too, but I even tried that one before. I was like, is it broken? Anyway, you get my point. But when this happened, I wasn't like, fuck this game! This is so horrible design. Even if, in this case, they suddenly changed the rule of how they taught you that everything has an interaction. So that thing should hear suddenly, and it's very arbitrary to drop your inventory stuff. So I just did that. So okay, the game is great. It's a small detail. I mean, fuck it. Okay, it's a small detail, and I went on playing. So
Hyperion congratulates Harriet Blavis on the birth of her twins.
I hate this voice.
Good luck in choosing which one to keep.
They put these voices constantly, and they might interrupt other kind of voices when you get tapes. So there are flaws in this game, but it's a great game. Borderlands are great. Depending on who you ask, some people think it's trash. And so anyway, one thing about game design, like a rule of game design, and I understand it. It's you have to put to make everything obvious, you know, to not confuse the player, or maybe put some marker like those blocks in Metroid Dread. Although every Metroid had these hidden blocks, they didn't show it to you. You have to shoot them to reveal them. And there is a tendency to put markers, but I think markers will destroy immersion a bit. I mean, this is a marker too, in a way, but at least it's in the UI. And it's not bad, but many games overdo it. And I was thinking of Dark Souls because it still has a way to focus your attention. Still has a way. For example, you go here and you see this glowing thing, which is a soul or an item, and you can go grab it. And the great thing, you don't have some augmented reality markers that would destroy the immersion. You have subtle things. You look, my favorite is when I first played, I was looking there and I was like, whoa. So, there is something glowing there and something glowing there. Let's see if we can get it. And Dark Souls has all the way it doesn't fill the screen with markers. I mean, is the health of the enemy a marker above his head? No, it's subtle. And it's hiding a lot of stuff, okay. And the first time I would look at this, I'm like, how do you get it? Oh, what is the one above there? Let me finish those. And this also reminds me of Castlevania games where... What the fuck? Maybe I can do a plunge, maybe. I can't. So the first time I was seeing that, you could get this one. And they have it everywhere. They have... You go around and you see things. Look at there. Look, there's a glowing... there is that bird that brought you. There's a glowing thing, and there are some... there are subtle markers though that fit with the environment. It's not too much stuff on the UI or going everywhere and having a lot of things pop up. Yeah, this is a bit dangerous. But this glowing stuff, and you see the details. There is always a dead zombie, some dead guy where these things are. It's like it's telling a story that that guy died up here. And the game is full of exploration, and there are a lot of things it doesn't tell you. You have to discover, even things that would be considered, how should I know that? There are things, you can play the whole game, reach the end, and forget to do some action or accidentally kill an NPC or do some... I don't remember. There was a thing I realized, oh, now I have done this, it's irreversible. You have to play the game, yeah, you have to read it in a wiki. And some people say, no, that's unacceptable, you have to... I remember Oblivion, or if you take a mission and you do action A or action B, you say, go there and do that, but you could get an object or not get it or do something else. Look, items all over, but it's so subtle, and it's those glowing swords with this dead guys. It all fits very well. Where I am? Oh, here. Just brilliant. I mean, you have the messages. Gesture. And the game really leaves you there. And what I was saying, yeah, on Oblivion, for example, Elder Scrolls Oblivion, there is an NPC. This is an important NPC. You attack him, he drops down dead, or he drops unconscious, really, even if you destroyed him with your sword. And then he wakes up. And he's like, oh, welcome, sir. Then you start fighting him again. He wakes up, oh, welcome, sir. Here, if you kill an NPC, and this is an important NPC, you are fucked. And you can't revive. Maybe there are ways to revive him. But that's it. Now I went out of my... But it has things like that you can destroy your game, but it's Dark Souls, man. It doesn't follow. No, we must not confuse the player. Everything should be fine-tuned. You should not be able to make a mistake that creates an irreversible situation. No, you can. Let me try some other stupid thing. And that's what I love in Dark Souls. And it's also open and free for exploration. For example, when I started, you can go up there and continue. But some players will go, and myself, because I will go explore here, and I end up here. There is a statue there that does nothing for some reason. I will end up here. This is a very hard area that you have to come later with some skeletons that are very tough. Let's see. Let's play like I'm button bashing. Look, I cannot damage him, and now I'm fucked. Let's see if I can parry. I cannot parry. Oh man, fuck. Oh! Yeah, I'm playing badly, but it's also a very hard area. So where you should normally go, unless you are a super pro player, is up there and continue there, because that's the easiest first path. And look, the monsters are again here. You will have to fight all the monsters. If you die, you have to fight all the monsters. Okay, you know about Dark Souls. Oh, that parry didn't work. Let's try to run with this guy. Yeah, I like this plant's attack. And so yeah, in Dark Souls everything is subtle. There are no markers. There are things that you would think, how should I know that? How should I know that? And imagine if you make everything safe, everything refined, put markers all over the place. Now there is I might say there is no there is a marker if you see something, but you have to go close to see the marker, and it tells you what to press. I mean, okay, but you are not here seeing far away markers everywhere. I mean, the marker is this kind of ancient script, and at least it fits on the design. This guy, you don't know, you don't have a pointer that says go talk to him, but if you go, you talk.
Hello, I am. If not,
and you can hit all the. If you hit him too hard, he's going to. And you have no chance here, because he's really hard. I'm going to do one final funny thing. I couldn't do it. Let's try. Yeah, now that's not the purpose of the video, but come on. I didn't do it. Let's try that once more. I can do it. I might have just to quit. Oh, come on. I'm going to die. So, my run is over, so why am I doing this? Fuck it. And here is the fun thing. You attacked an NPC, there is no save game, load game. You attack that NPC, you get your souls. And now he wants to fight you. Maybe I can do it now, else I will stop this. You can drop in this I cannot go to the... Okay, quit. Another game design philosophy I have heard is I don't know. It was described if you go into a room and there is a gun in the wall, even as a trophy, even there is a trophy, or there is a in the trophy room. There is a gun in the wall. You must have to be able to use it. If you see something, you must be able to use it. And I mean, it's okay to think about this philosophy, but there could be dogmas. There could be like everything must have a use, and that's the same. That's the same with rooms. Now I'm playing with no monsters. It already seems empty, but the things exist, the items. And if you come to this level in Doom 2 map 25 and you open this obvious secret, as long as you play in ultra violence, you're like, what the fuck? That doesn't make any sense. Why do you have an empty room? And that's a troll, because if you play on, let me go, hard me plenty, and let's give the keys, because I need the keys That's a troll. That could be a troll, that if you play in the hardest difficulty, then you might see an empty room. And if you play in the normal difficulty, there is the BFG there. And at one point I was playing on ultra violence and I was like, oh, a secret, and now there is the BFG. But I opened it and I encountered I took the BFG to show you, like, what is this? An empty room. Why should you have empty room? And I like something about this map. Here, okay, here these are not empty, they have stuff. But I like there are these mysterious cages, although you cannot go in, so... And there is another place I want to show you. Although these are barred. There is not much about it, but this map, maybe this map was unfinished at the time. Because there was another, I'm always confused where to go here. There were some other mysterious rooms. Okay, that's a secret, you get stuff. And here you see, there aren't even enemies there. Although you cannot go, it's blocked. But you could see those empty rooms and say, what is this? Maybe they wanted to develop something. And actually, you could even go, I know clipped. Why they even made this room behind? I mean, it's like, but that, of course, that's, you're not allowed to go here, so it's not a good example. That's creating mystery, and maybe it's not a good example because the other secret, it has something, but only if you play in if you don't play in ultra violence. That map always seemed unfinished to me, but I like it because it creates an atmosphere. It could be modern game design is, no, every room must give you something, everything must be useful. If you open this, you must get something. But when I first encountered it, I had this mystery. There used to be something here and it's missing. What is it? It's so mysterious. And when you are trying to follow the rule, everything must be usable. Wasn't it in Maniac Mansion that everybody was wondering about the chainsaw or a can of gas? There was some kind of meme. There were some items that you could never use. They were red herrings, as they say, and people were like, people at the time were discussing, how can you get this item or that item in Maniac Mansion? Is it ever possible? Is it an Easter egg? Is it a super secret thing? And that's what I personally like. I was playing Dark Souls and there were the sign with the messages. One message was pointless ahead. And they were using it to mark when you reach an empty room and there was nothing. And like, why did you put this room in the first place? But no, I love this. Why do you have to sanitize everything? I mean, if you want to do it in your game design, do it, but I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind to put some empty rooms. And you might say, of course, it's not. Let's put intentionally empty rooms in our game to give this kind of feeling. It's unless you put one or two, unless you make a room with I remember a room with many secrets in Dark Souls 2, where one room was empty. Maybe it was like, oh, that room has a chest, that room has some souls, that room has an enemy, that room is empty. That's fine, but sometimes the reason why things are empty are interwoven to the game. So in Knife the Beholder, I was very mesmerized, very confused at first when I reached this level, and I was like, okay, that's a secret wall, and I did that already. It's the secret quest. Now you cannot go. It would normally give me the secret quest thing. And I was here, and I was like, oh, there are many doors here. What the hell? Doors. And that's close. Outside is the spiders. There's a spider room outside. And inside you come here. It feels pretty empty, but the most amazing thing was, here you see the inscription, Crew and Destroyer of the Unseen One. And if you open, there is nothing. There is a key. And this area was completely empty. I don't know what that does. There is a mystery. I thought, this one. Oh, you get that one. Wow. I don't know what that does. It's so empty. There is nobody here. So they have the empty rooms, but it's tied with the story, and especially here in this area. There was this room, and okay, it's an empty room, just a maze. I did the detect magic there. I was like, it's a regular maze. It's not magic. This one is magic. It's a plus something. This is a regular maze. It's not magic. This is, I don't know what that does. It's all mysterious and empty. Why? What's the point of this room? How about this room? Oh, another maze. Why do they have left the mazes? Why don't they put something? Enemies, special items. Why is it so empty? Oh, that's a spider. Nope. And but much later I realized, when you go one level lower than this, you find the dwarfs, and you realize it's in the story. The rooms here where the dwarfs used to live. But then something happened, and that pushed them to move deeper into a level deeper, you know. Something happened here. So you find those empty rooms, and you're like, that's not good game design. It has to be, everything has to be. Why is this empty room? Why is there not something, some bonus something? Why the best thing you can find is two mazes that are not even magical. They are plain regular. They are waste. They're useless unless you don't have a maze or two for your clerics. It's useless. And this whole thing area feels so empty. but it's interwoven in the story, so that's the difference. But even this emptiness creates a feeling like there was something there before. But later we learned the dwarves used to live here. I say that twice. So that's another another example of emptiness, but a bit more related to the story. But you know, modern game design might say there has to be something in every room. Something in every room. You can't have even a room that has something and the next room has nothing, or I mean, not really. But it can put you into a mentality of overcorrecting things. Of let's see this room. Okay, this room has this enemy. This room has this special weapon. This room has. Why is this empty? You must put something there. No. You have to leave pointless ahead rooms. Or unless you want to fill them with everything. But I'm gonna run around and say something else. I don't. Oh yeah, I think I have it. One thing I like also I have the letter in old games is that's a scroll. It's let's go and fill the empty room with a scroll. Although it doesn't make sense. Where is it? No, let's fill this room. When you go in a room and you find, oh, that's a scroll. There goes an old message. Someone was living here before, and I will read it. Of course, that's the commission letter from the city hall, and you can find some of them in the dungeon crawlers. But there is another thing. They are rare. You will go and you will find empty rooms, and then maybe in a special room there is that special thing. That special message. When I was playing Bioshock, I thought, yeah, I like when the story is not told to me with cinematics, but it's told to me with leftover message. Someone was here before, and now they left, they died, and they left something, and it's mysterious, and I want to read it. And in Bioshock, they had the tapes. I don't know if it was in Bioshock Infinite or the original. I most lately played Bioshock Infinite. I had the tapes, but even the original maybe. At some point, they did that thing. Every room you went, it had the tape. Every room you went, it had the tape. Every room, and so you knew it wasn't real. It wasn't like you find that special message that exists in only few special rooms. It was like every room has it was a routine. It broke the immersion for me. It was like it's like a developer. We must put something. We'll put a tape and an enemy and some item. We'll put a tape and we must put a tape here. We must put a tape. We must put a tape in every room. So it wasn't novel anymore. It wasn't like you are exploring and there are empty things and there is that special thing in that room. Even here, let me find it again because I can't. Where was it? I don't want to go to the spider. Here, there was a catch. If you open this, you would find this, but you see, you wouldn't find where I found the axe. It took me years to find that. I didn't know this secret till I read it somewhere. If you close those doors, then you find, and this one too, which I don't know what does, you find the axe here. And it was like, oh my god, I didn't know that. This mystery. But modern game, you go somewhere and there is something, and it's all obvious. There is a tape here in Bioshock. I would play Bioshock and not just for this. There were a lot of artificial. There were a lot of. We are having Adam talk to you through the walkie-talkie, and he interrupts you all the time. And sometimes the the path becomes too linear, it closes, and there is water rising, then and the zombies are coming, and he's like, quick, do that, to create some kind of artificial immersion, but it's not immersive. It's like Luna Park thing. It's like you are in the ghost tunnel, and they have all these props coming up and scaring you, but it's all artificial. It's a linear path where you know there will be one next door. You cannot be surprised. You cannot be. I'm searching for hours and I find nothing, and then oh look, another empty room. There are more rooms here. Why do they have an empty room? Someone would say that's you have to put something. Okay, I guess maybe you couldn't put in a modern environment. You couldn't put a maze down, but you could put some different texture, some tapestry that are destroyed, something unique every time, you might say. But no, all of these are empty rooms. What are these rooms? Why do they have empty rooms? Ah, not this one. I think. That's a. Oh my. That's a special empty room. It's so mysterious, man. And I like. Yeah, especially here. Not even a maze. What are these empty rooms? And there was no secret button. More empty rooms. Oh, that one has this one. What does that do? I don't even know. Another empty room. It's all empty rooms. But at least in the case of Eye of the Beholder, this was explained in the story. It wasn't we just put some empty rooms. If you enter here, the door closes behind you, and you got the spiders. So anyway, that's what I wanted to say about that too. It's, again, if you have all these good game design rules, the right game design, the one only right game design, and it's okay to think about this rule, like maybe you could put something in that room, but not being like no room should be left untouched, or everything that is on the scene must be used. If something seems like it could be used, if there is a gun on a trophy room on the wall, even if it's a decoration, you have to be able to use it. I heard this rule, and I'm like, no, because you become obsessed. That's the same way with Metroid Dread. There has to be markers all the time, markers. There has to be. You should never confuse the player. Then it's all augmented reality markers in the game, and it's like it doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel like a real place where something might have been left forgotten, or there was something there but you don't know. You can make sense. You can, after you finish the game, you can theorize what is the real story of this place. You are destroying that, and you are. These are some reasons why a lot of the games are too sanitized, let's say, they're trying to be too perfect in these rules, and why I like older games. Where and this one is a solid game too. Eye of the Beholder is a solid game too, and it has some story that explains some of the emptiness and some of the weird things. But it has a lot of levers that you don't know what they are doing. Some of them might be doing nothing. They might be red herrings. Because if everything does something, then you might feel this is designed by a game designer. This world is not real. It doesn't feel real. If on Bioshock every room must have a tape with a message, every room, but the messages are not rare. Like I have a long time to find a message, and then you find the message and you're like, oh my god, there must be something special. you know, I finally discovered something. And it's a routine. It's also like the I see a lot of games that have collectibles. Like besides every room or every area might have a collectible, but it puts you in a routine. Like this is what I expect. This is all made up for me. This is artificial. Anyway, I'm discussing the same things. And one more example of how I don't understand how this kind of playing it safe, we must not confuse the player, has done something weird even with old school games, you know, like Thimbleweed Park, and it's fine. Actually, we will try both. New game. Okay, they have put put some difficulty settings. If you want to play like a hardcore, hard mode. If you're an experienced adventure gamer, look, okay, casual game if you're looking for a quick experience because life is exciting, there is so much to do, free tutorial, fine. I'll play hard mode. I'm setting the hard mode now. You can play in casual mode, play again hard mode, there's the additional... Oh my god, they remove puzzles. Why would you play... It's like reduced content. It's like... Why... So there is this trend of... Retro is coming back, it's like the old times! And it's okay to see the mistakes of the old... It's okay to say, we're not going to put some ridiculously illogical, you know, blue moon logic, as they say, puzzle. Okay, we're not going to put a goat. We're not going to put the mustache in the cat. To I remember some of the ridiculous stuff. Okay, it's okay to think we're going to make retro but sanitize a bit, but it's too much, because I'm fine to have difficulties, because you put the hard mode, and the hard mode has things that make me pull my hair. And from what I realize, if you play the casual mode, you are missing some puzzles. It's like if you were in Doom and you played I'm Too Young to Die, the easiest difficulty. Okay, you have some enemy missing, but maybe you would have some puzzles and some rooms missing from the levels. You would get less content. In Doom, it's not a good example. You have the same environment rooms with all the switches and puzzles. You just have fewer enemies, and ammo are counted twice, damage is half, and all that stuff. So, if you're an experienced adventure game, you want all the puzzles because there is nothing more exciting in life than playing adventure games. I would get some old adventure game from good old games and that's it. Because I put hard mode, of course, and still there goes impossible casualization. It's okay to explain things. But I'm a hardcore, I don't need a tutorial, but fine, you can skip the tutorial. Okay, I'm fine with that. Now here, the other thing, to show you the video, okay, I want to skip. What? I cannot skip! Not quit, skip. Oh god, we have to see it twice, because we will try the casual mode. Because when I play the hard mode, I say it's going to be... There are some casualization that made me pull my hair. And there was something, but someone mentioned. There was an article from Rocket Paper Shotgun, from John Walker. You know, playing Thimbleweed Park and finding serious issues from the very first minute. He found exactly the thing that I found too. This is what... With all this, we have to simplify. We have to remove those blocks from, or make them so easily You go to it's a slippery slope. You make things easy. I'm talking because I cannot skip that thing. That's why I'm talking. You make things easy. Say no. We should. It's the modern times. We should sanitize. Not everything from retro was great. Some things are horrible by today's standard. Yeah, but you go to fun and you go the other way. You nitpick little details and you think. Cannot skip. I cannot even skip the dialogue here, but much later it opens.
I fly halfway around the world and an odd note is waiting for me in my hotel room. It says to come to the bridge down by the river. This looks like the place.
And
I could really go for some Wiener Schnitzel after the long walk out
Shut
here.
up. It doesn't make sense. Because later, when you have dialogues, I think you can skip it. Later it goes normal, but from the beginning they wanted to keep you on that because maybe they said the new player will just press S to go to the game and he will miss important stuff or something. No! I mean, I don't know. It's so, and there are things that work in casual ways here. And I selected the hardcode mode, you will see. So, at least later in the adventure game, things work normally, like they should. I think I haven't finished the game, I played a little. I don't know if later they do it again. So here, you can walk to the gate, okay, talk to Willy. First, it's said to talk, did they change it? Why do you highlight? I mean, okay, it's the obvious option. It says walk, but it will open it. Let me save here because maybe we will miss the opportunity. I had save. Oh, I had an auto save. Okay, we have okay. Walk to gate. Okay, you have to press the right button to open. Okay, that's okay. Now. The right button is talk to Willy, the left button is walk. No, no. Get back. Load. And still, I walk towards the guy. I didn't want to talk to him yet. And look, I have this tendency in adventure game. I have this tendency. I like to say look at gate.
It is a gate to the trail above. I just came down from there. That is the highway into town from which I just came from. It is a pillow bear prototype. Turn the bear inside out and you get a pillow. Very top secret.
You know, this is something that I like to do in adventure game. I like to look at stuff and see what the character says about it. Both because there are some interesting or funny dialogue, but I might get hint, I might get the essence. And now I wanted, and let me save here. I want to look at Willy. I want to get the impression of Willy. He fucking talks! You are. This is what. Why? Oh, the player will forget to talk to him. Are you a victim of the inferior American social support system? Maybe the creator says it's fundamental that the person will not forget to click and talk to this guy because we are gonna put our socialist propaganda.
Are you a victim of the inferior American social support system?
I need some whiskey.
Sober up, sir.
Why? It's not even consistent with the later game. It's an inconsistent. I'm ranting more about. How to say? It's inconsistent when you introduce a mechanic. Now you introduce the mechanic in the game. It's actually wrong because later, I think, if you click look at, maybe I want to push him. You're fucking kidding me. It's like you can make this command, and it's inconsistent because it's an inconsistent system. Give.
I'm sure this man is not
Okay.
the one I'm meeting,
Uh,
so he does not get the prototype.
At least this works. But why would you say pull wheel and you talk? See, that's... And this was done... Oh, we have to be sure that the new player talks to that guy. You could have... Maybe you don't have dialogue. You could have... If you do push and pull, you say, I cannot do that. Or something. Because you had an option for give. Give money. Okay, if you care so much about socialism, give him money.
I'm sure the poor fellow could use the money, but I'm not here for philanthropic purposes.
So I guess you don't care about socialist issues. Now, here is another thing. Okay, but for me that was the main complaint. It's like I'm forcing you to talk to him. Even if I gave a different command. It's like I'm telling you the game is inconsistent. Because later you can look at people and before you decide to talk to them. Why did they do it? Because we have to... okay, the other complaint... Let me see.
I had better follow the instructions on the note before wandering into the underbrush.
But I have to get that. Why did he do that? It doesn't make sense.
I've completed step 3 of the note. Now for step 4.
Okay, that's not my complaint, but... turn off the light. That's the complaint of John Walker in this rocket paper shotgun. That before reading the note, you would do this with the rock, and it should be like, I'm not sure why I need to do that, and then read the note and think, oh, I should do that, you know. But then it's perceived, maybe the guy read the note already. But it's you the player, maybe it's perceived that this is a theory of mind, it's in his mind, you don't know it. You are controlling, you have to look at the note and say, oh, I need to break this light. That's the complaint of this, and it's a fair complaint, but for me it was that. And that's okay because, I mean, at least I wasn't like Jaffe, who was like, I find some unacceptable game design, so I stopped playing, because I continue playing. If this is happening all the time, I would be pissed. Maybe I would live with that. But much later the commands work as they are supposed to. But here it's inconsistent. You give a command that tells me a different thing than the action from the command is different. It's like I'm telling you, look at the wallet, and the character takes the wallet and eats it. It consumes it. And I'm like, I told you to look, I didn't tell you to. It's inconsistent, and it doesn't follow. The new player will think, oh, that's how you talk to people in this game. You just click any command, and much later they will click some command. Oh, why is he not talking? And they will, so what are you teaching the players? And why did you do it here? Because it's the beginning, it has to be casual. At least I continue playing a bit the game. It's not as bad later, but it gives a negative impression. And now, let's just try it out of curiosity. There is no new game. Can I not start a new game? Ah. Okay, so you have to start the game to start a new game. Why can you not? Let's play the casual mode. That was the hard mode. And I think so far the riddles were very easy, the ones I found. And the casual mode is removing some riddles and it's doing some more less. But And you still see that, but that's okay. That makes I don't mind about this tutorial screen because it's you skip it. So it was a good. So if you have the tutorial mode, why do you have? You can skip that. I have to see that again. And I'm thinking the whole purpose of making this video with this random occurrences of game is to talk about random things about game design. And this attempt, new game design, you have to not confuse the player. You have everything must be usable. There's a talk about consistency, and I show you the Borderlands 2. Like suddenly in this riddle things work differently, and even if I did it right the first time, I wasn't close enough to the grinder, and I was like, oh, I'm doing something wrong. But the game didn't teach me previously that this is something that you might be asked to be done. And here is the opposite. Look at Willy, push Willy, will put you in a dialogue position. No matter if you don't want to start a dialogue. But we only do it here, maybe because we want this to be the first interactive. We don't want the new player to avoid talking to Willy and miss the interaction, miss the dialogue. Because we want to...
I fly halfway around the world on an
We want to tell them how horrible the American system is. And maybe it's horrible, I don't care. I don't care about this.
This looks like the place.
And maybe that's not the
I could really
reason.
go for some Wiener Schnitzel after the long walk out here.
Maybe the reason was the sanitization. And now that's the casual. It tells you what to do. But okay, there is a casual mode. So why do, when I put the hard mode, you still do that with Willy? Click on open, then click on the gate. Arrows? No. We must sanitize all the game design. I click the right button because I'm... And it says click on talk to, then click on Willy. It says you to click on talk to. No, I want to look.
I have to go. I'm sorry I could not offer you a drink.
And it's a pointless... I'm supposed to meet someone down
I
here.
am supposed to meet someone down here. Have you seen anyone?
Do you have any whiskey?
I cannot skip. In Old Adventure, I could press and skip. No, I'm not skipping dialogues in Adventure. I'm just... If I read them faster than the discussion and...
Are you sure you have not seen anyone?
I'm glad Chuck is dead. Ruined my life.
Let's hack. Click on choices to say thing.
Wake up, sir. Wake up, sir.
Or is it... We have to make the cultural reference to Chuck. Is it Let's Chuck, I guess, from Monkey Island?
I have to go. Sleep well.
It says, click on look at, then the note. And this is going crazy. Click on the ground to walk. Okay, I get it. It's casual. I wouldn't put a casual mode. It's an adventure game. Sorry, the kid from Call of Duty will not come to play an adventure game. They will see the graphic and say, ew, what's that bullshit? I'm not playing. What is this arrow? I get it. It's a casual mode. At least you have a casual mode. But when you did that to the hard mode, the arrow, it's like Golden Axe. Ting, 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 you have to go there.
I wonder how I can turn off the light to let them know I'm here. Must be something around here that can help.
You have the dialogue telling you, oh, I've got to record, blah, blah, blah. It's okay. It's and then you have, it's so hand-holding, man. I will look at this rock.
I wonder if I can use this rock to put out the light.
It's so stupid.
I wonder if I can use this rock to put out the light.
I did pull! I did pull! I didn't do pickup! No! Why? I wanted to pull the rock. Maybe it's pulled from the ground. I cannot go back.
I can't push that. I can't pull that. It is a rock.
Fucking casual.
It is a rock. I'm already holding it. That doesn't seem to close. I can't open that. I had better follow the instructions on the note before wandering into the underbrush.
Look, when you put the cross, there is an arrow. There is an arrow in the cross. Do we want to, we want to get praise about the amazing game design that is so inclusive to gamers, and I mean, okay, the arrow is okay because sometimes the arrow on the cross, it's kinda. Sometimes there used to be adventure game that you would put the cross somewhere and you didn't know if it could go more.
I had better follow the instructions on the note before wandering into the underbrush. There! I've completed step 3 of the note. Now for step 4.
I don't know, man. Maybe I should play. Maybe I should play some Gabriel Knight or something. Some old adventure I never played. Or The Dig, or... I have played that one. I haven't finished Gabriel Knight. There are so many old adventures. Why should I play Thimbleweed Park? And okay, that's the casual mode. But you do that. Actually, wait. I want to see, as I say, pick up Willy. I want to pick up Willy.
I have to go. I'm sorry I could not offer you a drink.
It's not like it's an important... maybe you would say the player must talk to Willy, even if he chooses one of the other commands. It's not like it's an important discussion, dialogue that gives you some clue. You ask him, have you seen that man? That nothing, hick. Snore. Let me see if it... Okay, let me save here, and that's the hardcore mode. That's not the easy mode. I could understand it on the casual. Some things are way... Pull took the push. I want to push the rock.
The rock moves very slightly.
Ah.
The rock moves very slightly.
Okay, so you spend time to tell me the instead of...
I wonder if I can use this rock to put out the light. I have better things to do than trying to close a rock. Time is of the essence. I do not think this rock opens.
Okay, they spent time to put some... Maybe they didn't have time to make all the dialogues. You could say, I cannot do that. You can say... And I guess they thought someone might think pull the rock out of the ground. You might think, okay, that I understand, but it's not. Pull means something else. I don't know, man. If this is why I don't like, I mean, everyone has their opinion. So there are these rules. Oh, you should give more clues to the player, you should not confuse, you should not waste the time of the player. And maybe Jaffe with Metroid Dread, and because he was playing like Mega Man, wasn't shoot diagonally. Maybe he thought, oh, according to the new strict game design rules, the true game design rule, because everything in the past was horrible and these things were, no, we have to move, we have to sanitize everything now. Maybe he thought, blocks that you have to shoot, but there is no indication. And some people say there is some indication because there is an enemy above, or because if you play diagonally, you are going to shoot it. And all Metroid were like that. But if you go like this, the next Metroid, everything will be super highlighted, and there will be a casual mode that will have pointers. Shoot here, shoot here, shoot here, shoot here. Ding, 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 ding. Arrows, arrows, here, here, here. I remember Borderlands 2. Shoot me in the face, not in the groin, not in the foot. Shoot me in the face. Okay, that's it. and every time you think we can do better, we can do better, we can do things more safe, we can do things more easy even for the most stupid player. And maybe they fix the blocks. Maybe the next Metroid, although it's not gonna happen if it's whoever is behind, if it's a Nintendo title and retro title. There was another, the franchise is Metroid, but there was another developer team behind it. But they remember how Metroid was, so they did it like. They didn't fall, but someday one dev team or one producer will fall into this. No, we have to make it easier now because we have to sell to the new. Yeah, the new gamers are not going to play Metroid. They are going to play modern games. And then the next iteration will be it will be linear. There won't be a Big Mac with a Big Mac where everything is interconnected. The next iteration will be like a Telltale game, Metroid story, and you even Telltale games. I was disappointed because I thought they would be adventure game, but they were more closer to interactive. They are casualized adventure. They took the adventure format and they casualized it. Even this one that tries to be, I am like the old times. And how many times we have heard that in the blast from the past. You know, Doom 2016, Doom Eternal. I have played Doom Eternal very little. I need to play it. Okay, it was fun, but it's not classic Doom. Sometimes you are just moving into areas with it's not this exploration. There are old school things and there are modern things, and maybe that's okay. Maybe sometimes the games have to evolve, but sometimes being too obsessive about this rule, so obsessive. So okay. If Jaffe was playing in the he was in the beginning of Metro. Okay, to reach that room you need to play a bit. But it's before the first boss, I think. So it's 2% of the game or 5% of the game. I don't know how big it is. If he is done, say bullshit. That's bullshit game design. Why can I not be like, look at Willy. Bullshit. That's bullshit game design. That's inconsistent. You forced me to.
I have to go. I'm sorry I could not offer you a drink.
I'm not playing this game. Quit.